Hey guys, welcome to the first part in my mini-series, my new mini-series, how to get started with the Hermitpack mod pack. And this quick demonstration is going to be how to get started with the basic stuff on the mod called Tinker's Construct. Now, for the first part of this mod, this is essentially all we're going to need. These are all the parts here. So we're going to need a chest, 2 crafting tables, a load of wood, and 1 log, and I've got that in here already. You can see I've already made some sticks as well, and I'll show you why here. So the first thing we need to do with the Tinker's Construct is take your standard vanilla crafting table, stick it into your crafting grid, and you'll see you get a crafting station. Now this station, essentially it's a crafting table. All it does, except for one main difference. If I put some items in here and exit out, you can see they stay on the table, which is really good, because obviously if I do the same thing on the crafting bench and do that and exit out, oh, they fall onto the floor, which is no good, and it can be frustrating. And if you're halfway through crafting something, then you know it can be a little annoying. With this, you just leave it there, you go and pick up the extra bits that you need, and you come back to it. Not a problem at all. Now, the next thing we need to do with Tinkers is take these sticks that I've pre-made here, and what we want to do is put them in a diagonal 2x2 pattern like this here, and then use the same number of oak planks to stick them, or any wood planks in fact, to stick them in this pattern here. This is the crafting recipe. 2 sticks, 2 planks in diagonals, and you will get these blank patterns. Now we need a few of these, but I'd recommend starting with 12, and I'll show you why. The next thing we want to do is take our other crafting table, stick it into the crafting grid, and put a blank pattern above it. And you'll see there we get a tool station. We want one of those. We want to take some planks, put that into the crafting grid with a blank pattern above it, and we get a stencil table. And then we want to take some oak wood or any wooden logs with a pattern above it, and we get a part builder. Now this is essentially all that you need, but what I like to do as well, and what is really useful, I'll show you why in a moment, is you take a chest and you do exactly the same, and you create this thing called a pattern chest here, and I'm going to show you why this is so useful. So now we've got them. Now I always put down, you see we have the stencil table here and the part builder. I always put the pattern chest in between the stencil table and the part builder, and I'll show you why in a second. And then this can go either side, it doesn't really matter. This is your tool station. Right, okay, so now what we want to do is come over to our stencil table here, okay, and we take our blank patterns, pop them there, and you can see we've got access to our pattern chest. Okay, so what we can do is we can say, right, we want a pickaxe head. So we need to make that. We need to make each of the patterns that we need. This here, this is a tool rod pattern, and we can make a load of different ones, and we can literally just fill up the pattern chest. Now if there's a specific tool that you want, what you can do is come over to your tool station and have a look here. Select the item that you want. So I want a pickaxe, right? So I need these 3 things here. So I know what they look like, but what are they called? Well, that's here. We want a tool rod, we want a pickaxe head, and we want a binding. Now if you look, that's actually the 3 things that I've made already: a binding pattern, a tool rod pattern, and a pick head pattern. So, and that's what the part builder station is for. So what we do is, again, this is why we put the chest in the middle here. So when we make a new pattern, we can put it into the chest, and when we come to the parts builder, we can take them out of the chest and access them. So what we can do is we can take that, we pop that into there, and then we're going to use wood for this demonstration, but you can use wood, stone, or flint in the early game, and we'll get onto later game in a moment. So we'll do this, and it will tell you, there we go, 2 wood gets us a pickaxe head. Then we want to say, oh, I want the tool rod, so we'll do the same thing again, and we only need 1 wood for that, and the binding, and we'll pop that in there, and we get another one. And these are all the parts we need to create our wooden pickaxe. So then we go to back to the tool station, select our pickaxe again, and then we just drop each item into the slot, and you will see we've got a wooden pickaxe. And that's as easy as it is. So we make our patterns here, we put them into this chest here, we create the actual parts here, and remember when we're using this, we use wood, flint or stone, and then we piece the parts together in the tool station here. And if we want to check which parts we use, we just use a tool station, and it tells us here, and it tells us what they look like here. And that is as simple as this is. And I'm going to show you why it's worth using these Tinker's tools, even if it's a wooden one, compared to a vanilla tool in a moment. So I'm going to get that ready, and I'll see you in a second. Okay, so this is why we're better off using the Tinker's Construct tools than just the standard vanilla ones. So as you can see here, I've got a wooden pickaxe. This is the standard vanilla wooden pickaxe, and as you can see, it's got a durability 1 out of 59. So I've got 1 block left to mine with it before it breaks. And on here, if I shift over it, you can see that the durability is actually increasing. That won't normally happen, but the point that I'm going to make when I show you this is that what I'm going to do is I'm going to place some more blocks down here. So let's just do this. Right, using the standard vanilla one, it's got 1 durability left. Once it's broke, it's gone. It's gone, and I can't use it ever again. When I take the Tinker's wooden pickaxe, bear in mind it's just a wooden pickaxe, so most of the stats are exactly the same. What happens is when I use up all the durability, can you see how in the hotbar it's actually changed and it says broken, right? So I can't use it anymore. It's completely useless. But what I can do with the Tinker's one is bring it over to the tool station here, pop it in here, and then in any of these slots here, I can put in a piece of the material that it's made of, and it will repair it. So as you can see, it takes its durability up to 35. If I put another one in, there we go, another one in, and it's fully repaired. And as I say, this will work with any Tinker's tool. So as long as you use the material that it's actually built out of, you can just keep repairing it and repairing it. You don't need mending. You don't need to keep making yourself new ones. In fact, what you can do, what I do, is I make an extra tool station and I carry it with me when I'm mining. So if I've got something that's made out of stone, for example, I can mine out a big area. I can wait until my pick or my tool breaks. I can put my spare table down, repair it, and continue on mining. And it really, really makes a big difference. Now, that is, as I say, that is the basics of Tinker's Construct, and that will take you up to stone tools. But what if we want something made out of iron or some of the other more exotic metals that are in these mods? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that next. Okay guys, so you've got into your mining, you've decided you want some metal tools, and in this example I'm going to use iron, but you can use anything that you want. And the first thing that you're going to need to do is go around and collect a load of resources. So what we're going to need is at least 1 furnace. We're going to need a load of gravel. We're going to need a load of clay, a load of sand. The metal that you want to use, as I say, I'm using iron. You want to get yourself some gold, and you're going to want yourself some coal. Now bear in mind that you can make vanilla tools. So once you've got yourself a little bit of iron, if you find some gold and your Tinker's tools don't extend far enough to be able to mine it, go make yourself an iron pickaxe and collect that gold. It's important that you do, and I'm going to show you in a moment. But what we then want to do is we want to create ourselves a smeltery. Now to do this, we need these 3 ingredients here. We need 1 part gravel to 1 part clay to 1 part sand, if we're doing it like this. So we can have a clay ball, 1 sand and 1 gravel, and that will produce you 2 grout blocks. If you do it in this configuration with blocks, so you have in every corner you have your gravel, then all the rest, the top, bottom, left and right hand side, you have sand, and you have a clay block in the middle, not a ball like over here, but a block that will produce 8 grout blocks, and you're going to need quite a few. So I'm just going to very quickly show you what this looks like. So if we take oh no, we want 4 of each of these. and one of these. So let's go over to our table here. So as I say, we want 1, 2, 3, 4. We want 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, and we get 8 grout blocks. Now what we want to do is stick them all in our furnace. That's why we've got our furnace here, we've got our iron here, we've got our gold here, and we've got our coal. So what we want to do is make as many of these as we physically can. So I'm going to stick these into smelt right now, and once that's done I will get back up. And always keep at least one extra piece of sand to make into glass as well. Standard vanilla way, you stick it in your furnace, you melt it up, you make at least one piece of glass with some of the sand that you have. All of the rest of it you're turning into grout. So I'll wait for that to do, and then I'll be back with you. Okay guys, so these have just finished crafting, going through the furnace. So we've got all of these seared bricks, which is what we get from our grout, and we've got our single piece of glass. So what do we want to do next? Well, the first thing we're going to want to do is place the bricks in a V shape like so, and you will get a faucet, and you want to get 2 of those. So we'll put those here. Then what we want to do is do 2 vertical lines of bricks here, and we'll get this thing called a smeltery drain. Now we also want 2 of these, so we will do that like so and put that there. Now by doing basically a chest design like so, we'll get this thing, the smeltery controller. We only need 1 of those. Okay, and then we want to do an N shape like this, up and over, so the middle and bottom middle is empty, and we get this, a casting table. Now invert that to make a U, and we get this casting basin, so we'll take 1 of those. So we need 2 smeltery drains, 2 faucets, 1 smeltery controller, 1 casting table, 1 casting basin, and then we use the glass here. And what we do, we put the glass in the center, and every other block is a seared brick, and we get a seared tank. Now to start with you only need 1, but you can make more of these later on. Every other brick that we have we want to put in a 2x2 square like so, and we get the seared bricks. So we'll just get a load of them. We won't need that many, but it will be helpful. So what we want to do, this is everything we need to make our smeltery, except for one thing. We're going to need a bucket of lava, but we'll do that in a moment. So what you will also get with when you load up the mod is a book that actually tells you all of the patterns for these. But as I say, brick is a 2x2 square. Controller is all the way around the outside. Faucet is a V. Casting table is an N. Casting basin is a U. And smeltery drain are two vertical lines either side with the middle empty. And we want 2 smeltery drains, 2 faucets, as many seared bricks, and then 1 of each of everything else. So what we're going to do, we're going to come over here with our seared bricks, and we want to start off by making a 3x3 platform like so. Okay, then we want to come at the side, we want to come up 1. I'm going to use I am in creative, so let's stick some sand. I'm going to put that there, let's say, and then we want to go 1, 2, 3. So we come out 1 and up. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, all the way around the outside, at least 2 sides like so. Okay, then decide where you want your liquids to pour from. So I'm going to have them come from here, and that's where we take our smeltery drains, and we want to place 1 there like so. And what you'll notice is there's a small hole here and a large hole here. You always want this large hole pointing into the smeltery, and we'll put the other one next to it like so. What I'm going to do then is put my controller there, and as you can see there's a little screen which is completely blank, but we don't need to worry about that just yet. So what I'm going to do is put my seared tank just there, and you can put these in any order as long as you have 1 of those, one of those and at least one of those. All of the rest of it can be seared bricks. They can be in any position as long as you have a base at the bottom, and then these all come out one, so you've got room in the middle. What you've also noticed, or what you should also notice, is that this has now come on, and this is to show that it's now active. If I delete this, it goes off. So as soon as it comes on, that means you've done it right. So the last thing we want to do is take our faucets, and we're going to place these on the two drains like so. Underneath the faucets, any order, doesn't matter where these are, is we're going to put the basin, and we're going to put the casting table, and that's it. That is your smeltery done. What I'm going to do for this is show you very quickly. As you can see, these are the items here that we can smelt. So I can drop items into here now, but nothing will happen because it's got no fuel. But it's only 9 items, so we can make a brick of something. But if we come along and we get some more seared bricks and we place them all along the top like this, then what you'll notice is we have more spaces here now, and that will continue to go the further up and up and up you go. And this doesn't have to be 3 by 3, this can go up to 11 by 11, I believe, so you can smelt a hell of a lot of stuff in here. So that's how you make your smeltery. All of it is in the materials and me book that you will get when you first log on to the Hermitpack, so you can have a look at it yourself. But as I say, seared bricks, smeltery controller, smeltery drain, casting table, seared tank, casting basin and faucets. And I'm going to go and get some lava, or I'm going to sort myself out with some lava, and then we'll get back to how you actually make the parts. So I'll see you again in a second. Okay guys, so we've got our lava, we're ready to get going with this smeltery. So all we do is we come over to the seared tank and we right click with our lava bucket, and you can see that the lava's gone into it there, and we'll do it again. We'll just pop a bit extra in, and as you can see, we got some fuel now. So what I'm going to do, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to smelt up some gold like so, and then I'm going to smelt up some iron here like that as well. While that's going along, what we want to do is come back over to our tinker's bits and pieces here, okay, and I want to make one of each part again. So I'm just going to use wood, and again use wood, stone, anything that is cheap and unimportant basically, because these are all going to get destroyed here. So as we did in the first part, we make one of each. Let's go and check here. Right, as you can see, we've got some molten gold now, and if we pop up here, we can only see the iron, but this is the progress bar here, and it will continue to rise and rise and rise until we get molten iron as well, and then you'll actually be able to see it from the top. If we come over here, it should nearly be done, and there we go. So we've got molten iron. So everything has been smelted down, and what you'll notice here is it's all separated out, but if I click on the iron, it brings it to the bottom. That means it's the first thing that will come out of the faucet when I activate it. I don't want that, I want the gold. So let's take our pickaxe head. I'm going to put this on the on the, what is it, the casting table, and then I'm going to right click the faucet with gold selected, and you can see it pour out here like so. We just need to wait for a bit for it to set like that. You can see it's destroyed the wooden pickaxe head, and we have a cast. We have a pickaxe head cast. We'll do that for the other bits and pieces, so let's do that again. We want this here. The wooden part's been destroyed, we take the cast out, and we'll do the same thing with the tool rod. And once that is done, we have our 3 casts. Now bear in mind, you can mix and match again, you can mix and match materials, so you could have a wooden tool rod with a paper binding and an iron pickaxe head. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an iron pickaxe head here. So we get the cast that we want, we stick it back onto the casting table, we go into our smeltery controller, and we select the material that we want to make it out of. So it's going to be iron, so I select the iron, it comes down to the bottom here. Go back and right click again, and you'll see it start to pour out and it's just cooling down here, and there we go. We now have an iron pickaxe head, and again we can swap it round. We can do it with other parts for the tools, and that's how the smeltery works. And obviously it works the same. You can use an iron ingot to repair these. They don't break once they're gone, and it's a really good way to make some really basic tools. So we've got a tool rod and an iron pickaxe head, and then you just do exactly the same. You come over to your tool station and you select the tool that you want to craft, and you put everything where it's supposed to be, like so. I haven't made that, I'm not going to worry. That's it. That is how to start off with Tinker's Construct. I hope it's been okay. I hope you've understood everything. As I say, there is a book that you get when you first load the pack up, and all of the information's in there, but I thought, you know, a little explanation, a little bit of visual might help you when starting out, because it can be a bit daunting. I'm not sure which mod I'm going to go through next time, so if you've got any ideas or if there's anything you want to see, please let me know. I know this isn't comprehensive. This is just for people who are just starting out, people who've never played modded before, people who just want to play modded but they really don't know where to start. This is for you. So if you've got any ideas, anything that you want to see, anything that you've seen on other people's videos that you'd really like to know how to do, I'm not an expert, but I can certainly try to produce some sort of video to explain it to the best of my ability, especially for someone starting out with modded. So thanks for watching. Please do leave a like or a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Leave me some comments, leave me some ideas, things to do next. And if you really enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a subscribe. Thanks for watching again, guys. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.